of Canada. And so the final event for this team floor exercise, here is Ashley Peckett.
Starting the routine off with a triple toe turn, fighting hard to keep stable. Looking for that 1/10 of bonus for the triple turn. Big opening pass, it's a full in. Nice job. Ashley's from Mississauga Gymnastics, where there's a long tradition of excellence. She has great athletes to look up to, like national champions Stella Ume and Stacey Galloway.
Coached there by Alex Bard.
The athletes compete on a podium, which is a raised surface. And for some of these Canadian athletes, they don't have quite a lot of experience, and this may be their first time competing on a podium. That's a pretty big adjustment. Big time last pass, front through 2.5, punch front. And Ashley gets the job done. Take a look at the middle pass here. It was 2 whips to a double pike. A whip back is a back handspring with no hands. It increases the difficulty of this pass.
8-9-6-2 for Ashley Peckett of Canada. And a job well done here. Kate Richardson is the national floor champion, the leader of this team, the one they look to.
See the 2 whips again, this time into an E-level skill, a double Arabian. She did step out of bounds there. You see the sideline flag, 1/10 deduction. But she gained more than that in the difficulty of that pass. Canada is known worldwide for its originality and wonderful choreography. This is a new routine for Kate, and I've heard raves about it from the judges and coaches here in Ghent.
Canada was 9th at the Olympic Games, a breakthrough for them. They qualified for those Olympics at the last World Championships in Tianjin, China, where they were 10th, and a tremendous amount of preparation went into the team. Now, great turnover. Only Kate and Crystal Gilmore remain from the team that went to the Olympics.
Andrei Rodnenko, who's the national head coach, and the rest of the coaching staff at all of the clubs have done a great job in preparing this team, but they also know it is a rebuilding time. They have 3 years to prepare for the next World Championships in 2003, where they must qualify to Athens. Last pass, double pike. Great job for Kate. A beautiful, graceful routine. Suits her to a T.
And we'll also see Kate Richardson of British Columbia in the all-around competition here in Ghent.
Take a look at that last pass again. This is always the most difficult one when it comes to endurance. The routine is 1:30 long.
Her coach, David Kenwright, also one of the Team Canada coaches here, 9.087. Well, Canada finishes well. In spite of many changes, they maintain a 10th place ranking in the world. It's a drop of a single spot from the Olympic Games in Sydney. But still, something has been accomplished here.
I am pleasantly surprised in some ways that the kids did manage to compete as well as they did, considering the circumstances. Conditions here have not been as comfortable as we would have liked them to be, but I think, you know, to end on a positive note, all the kids have walked away healthy. Some did good performances. There's lots to take away that we can be you know, positive about for the future. So
I think the most important part of what we did today was having the Canadian coaches and athletes come together, a tremendous group of really dedicated individuals. So certainly David Kenwright and I were on the floor, but every single personal coach was working every single day with every kid in the gym, and the athletes responded to the entire coaching staff. So that was really positive for us because we had such a strong generation that has retired since Sydney. It took everybody to pull this group together, and they all worked together really smooth, as if they'd been together for a long, long time. So that was a really encouraging sign for us for the future.
When we return to the Flanders Sports Arena in Ghent, the women's team final with the Romanians looking to make it 5 in a row. Stay with us. The women's team finalists at the Flanders Sports Arena. There they are, the top 8. And look for the Romanians to battle with the Russians. The Romanians have won 4 consecutive world titles. They are also the Americans threaten here. Rotation number 1. The Russians are on the floor exercise. Svetlana Khorkina, the world champion from '97.
She struggled with this first pass in training, actually landed on her nose to give herself a bad rug burn. Not a problem here, a little extra adrenaline always helps. Same routine that she did in Sydney. I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping to see something fresh and new from her, but she performs this one so well. Most of these athletes were so focused on getting the requirements and the big skills in their routines to meet the standards of the new code. You don't see a lot of new choreography out there.
Has a tremendous ability to captivate the audience. The question is, can she get the judges? 22 years old. Some say she'll hang on to the next Olympics in Greece.
Wow, pulls that landing out. Always a different ending, so innovative, very spontaneous. Khorkina is amazing.
The charismatic diva of this sport, Svetlana Khorkina of Russia.
She did struggle with a couple of the landings here. We'll take a look at the middle pass. It's a triple full. Stepping to the side out of it, trying to hold it inbounds.
9.25, she doesn't like it. Khorkina on the floor exercise. Their major competitors, of course, the Romanians. And 16-year-old Sabina Cojocar as the Romanians begin on the vault.
Yurchenko, 1.5. You see that line at the front of the mat. That is 1 meter from the horse. It's a 5/10 deduction if the vault is so short that you land on the other side of the 1 meter mark. In the finals, the gymnasts do 2 vaults. They must be different. The score is averaged. And the new rule also states that there will be no 30-second touch prior to competing on each apparatus. It's definitely something the gymnasts have had to get adjusted to, especially on this event. There's only one skill. There's no dance that leads up to it.
9.312 was her score on the first vault. They will average the 2 scores, pending the score here.
She increases the difficulty on her second vault, adds another half twist for a Yurchenko double.
9.487, they'll average out at 9.399 for Cojocar of Romania. The Americans, Katie Heenan, a 16-year-old, and the Americans are on the uneven bars. Dominique Dawes is gone. Amy Chow is gone. So the Americans are looking to the youth.
Only 2 Americans actually have world or Olympic experience. Some, like Katie here, are just starting to excel at the national level, but this is her forte. Beautiful toe point, nice high Jaeger salto. Pushing out her low bar element, back up to the high bar. Very clean lines, hitting every handstand. Here's the dismount, double front, tiny step. It's a new requirement in the code of points to do an element that starts and finishes on the low bar. We see her doing the toe on with a full pirouette.
An even 9 for Katie Heenan on the uneven bars.